authors, to the first episode of the official Indie Visible vlog. My name is Amy Leigh Strickland, and I'll be your host throughout this adventure. The purpose of this video blog will be to touch upon important topics in the indie publishing world, and hopefully to help point you towards resources that can help you on your own path. The first topic that's important to address is what we at Indie Visible mean when we say independent publishing. I myself am an independent author. I published my first book, Olympia Heights: The Pantheon, in the summer of 2011, and since then I've published 7 novels as well as a comic book. You can check out my work by following the URL in the show notes down below. Now, this is what the Indie Visible Declaration of Independence says. We define indies as those authors who independently publish books with skillful handling of all phases of the writing and publishing process. Our pub hub is where indies can access expert advice and trustworthy freelancers, and ultimately build their dream teams to help them write, edit, proof, publish, and market high-quality books. You see, for a lot of people out there, sadly, independent publishing calls to mind a cat lady alone in her room uploading her first draft to the internet for sale. We saw that attitude a few years ago when AC, an acronym which I can only assume stands for Anonymous Coward, published his uninformed ranting manifesto against NaNoWriMo, or National Novel Writing Month. We'll get back to that in October on this channel. It's a manifesto that I would brush off as the minority opinion of one person not even brave enough to sign his name to his writing, except it was published in a major publication, The Economist. We indies do have a reputation to fight. And yes, that stereotype is reinforced by a very small set of profiteers who consistently upload the fruits of one day's labor to the Kindle store for a quick buck. But Kindle is trying to filter those people out, and they are a minority, only a handful of publishers. Publishing independently doesn't mean that you couldn't publish the other way, a point that is evidenced by the myriad authors I've met over the last 4 years who left their traditional publishing labels for more control and a higher percentage of the profit. You see, independent authors have one big thing in common. We don't surrender our manuscripts to someone else. We take ownership of our work. And that's not going to be for everyone. For some people, the traditional publishing path is the way to go, but this is the way of the future. We are captains of our own destiny. But we don't have to do everything ourselves. In fact, we shouldn't. As an independent author, I pick cover models and I hire them, but then I pass them on to my cover artist, who is a much better photographer and designer than I am, despite the fact that I do have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I let my cover artist take the wheel because I know she'll do better work than I could on my own. I might give her ideas for what I'm looking for, or tell her what colors have symbolic meaning within the context of my book, but I don't wield the computer mouse myself, and ultimately, I rely on her expertise. The same goes for editors. I have 5 editors and proofreaders that all see my book before I upload it to the internet. Because even though I'm an English teacher and even though I run my own grammar blog, I know that I'm not capable of seeing all the mistakes in my own work. We have blinders on as authors, and because we know what's supposed to be there, we can't see what's actually there. We need help. We can't do it on our own. So while we indies have teams just like the traditionally published, we hold on to that veto power. I don't have to worry about a publisher slapping a cover onto one of my books that I don't feel is representative of what I wrote. We navigate our own destinies, and in return for that awesome responsibility and that upfront risk of hiring designers, we reap a higher percentage of the rewards. Which brings me to the conclusion of this video. I'll be back in September with my next video, and together we'll cover such topics as hiring a professional cover artist, researching contemporary writing, and ebook marketing. Until then, head on over to indievisible.com, that's indie-visible.com, and check out the resources in the Pub Hub. There's a lot of really great stuff there. You can learn about accounting, editing, and put together your own publishing dream team. If you like what I've had to say, give this video a like and a share. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and come back and see me in September. Thank you, and ABW. Always be writing.